Okay. All right, mud and taping. Mud and taping drywall. Mixing my mud. Presently, my mud is a little too loose, a little too thin, all right? Just a little too loose or thin, all right? So I added some more drywall powder, and I'm using 90-minute joint compound. Okay, this looks like it may be a little too thick, which is okay. No foul. It's real forgiving. All I got to do is add a little more water to this. All right. Yeah, that's good and mixed. And now this is like mud almost. I mean, that is thick. All right. Now, a little water goes a long way. All right. It does not take much water. So, what we're going to do, we're going to take a sponge. Okay. All right. So, I'm going to take some sponge right here. Squeeze a little bit. Now I can always add more. This way you don't play the add more water, you add more dry wall compound mix. All right, little water will either be just right or I'll add a little more water. And as I'm seeing, this is looking pretty good here. I'll be talking about V-cuts here in a minute. Okay. Now I'm just going to put over in my little bucket with some water. Okay, I'm just going to kind of clean that off. All right. That way this don't dry and get all caked on in here, all right? You got to really chisel this out or cut it out or soak it for several days. You just keep it cleaned, rinsed out in another little bucket of water, as I have over here. All right. Now I'm going to see where we're at with this. Okay. Let's see where we're at. What's the consistency like? Oh, yeah. You see how slow that's falling off, and it doesn't even want to budge. All right. But it does. Okay. That's like perfect. All right, that's what I mean. You saw there was just a quarter cup of water I added to it, and it was super thick. All right, now, this is the only reason why I don't like to do it this way is now it takes all the time away from everything I do, takes away from what I'm trying to do. I can only get prepped so much. So it's one of the reasons why I don't like to go live, okay? Because it definitely is not in your favor, like things like that right there, okay? Now let me get to see what you're seeing. Okay, we're going to work over here on that one piece. All right, we're going to zoom out. That's about all it's going to allow me to do at the moment. Okay, so now I'm going to get my drywall mud into my little hopper here, my tray. All right, V grooves. A lot of guys that do these V grooves thinking that they won't have to tape. And there may be a special blend of drywall joint compound that you might be able to use. Anything you wouldn't have to necessarily tape. But to try to eliminate the tape, you're V grooving. Well, let me tell you, V groove is good or you just come up here and you just remove any loose tape, any loose paper, not tape, any loose paper, all right? And you get this, anything, this is a painted wall right here, that's paint falling, all right? And I knocked loose on that edge, all right? Because this will show, all right? And so I took my drywall knife and I cut back along here. Okay, I got a little piece of drywall sticking out down here. All right. All right, now. All right, I got a screw sticking out just a tad. I mean, just a tad. That's got to get below the surface. Now just below the surface. Okay. Now, let's see. Pull her out of this. We don't want anything, any ridges or anything to interfere here. All right. All right. Nothing sticking out. The edge is peeling back. It's going to raise and interfere. Everything is. Got another little edge here. All right. And I think that just a tap more. Now, that should be good. I can use this right here. Nice. Okay. All right. Now, I'm going to take this 5-inch knife here, all right, and I'm turning it on edge. This is why you want it thick so it doesn't come off, all right? Now, you press it into that joint and come down. Okay. All right, press it back into this edge. Okay, come down. All right, press it into this edge. Okay. You want to eliminate. All right, that. Okay. Do this whole wall here, all the way down. Now let me see. I'm going to go see what you guys are seeing. Can you see where I'm at? All right, let's bring it down a tad more. All right. Now, as I continue here, okay, slide it down, bring it up, okay. We are filling the joint, and then we're going to put the drywall tape on here next. I will show you this up close and personal here after I get through putting on the tape. All right. Now I'm creating, what I'm doing now, the joint's filled. Now I'm making sure I'm putting enough mud on the joint, light pressure right down the center. So I'm spreading the mud out so that the tape will have something to stick to. If you don't have enough mud on the wall, you want a thin layer. All right, 1/8 inch layer should be good enough. 1/16 inch layer should be plenty. All right, and I'm just giving the paper something to stick to. Otherwise, the paper won't stick, it'll dry, and it will bubble off the wall. And you have bubbles and air pockets. So you want to make sure you've got a nice thin layer of drywall mud. All right, and that's probably good enough. All right. Yeah, that's about right. Now, what I like to do, not everybody does this, but I like to wet my paper. All right. I like to make sure my paper is wet. So I will take my paper. Okay. Now let's put my paper down here on the floor. I'm going to bring it up to the top of the wall. All right. I'm going to come down. All right, got that. Crease it. Okay, now I'm going to roll this up. I'm going to dip it in my water. Now there's a joint here, red pre-made crease. Okay, and you bend it so that the fold is here. And do not put the corner, this fold on the outside, do not put it towards the wall. I mean, do not put it away from the wall. Make sure you put the crease towards the wall always. Okay? Make sure you want to put the crease towards the wall. Otherwise, that crease will be there and you will see it, and it just makes for a problem. All right? Now, all you do, okay, this is dripping wet. Okay, this is dripping. And I'm doing this so that you can see it. It's just dripping wet. You want to take it and you just want to take your fingers and just kind of squeegee it off, the excess water. Okay. Now, you take that crease, you can see it. I can see it right here, so that's going towards the wall. Okay, now I'm going to take my drywall. This is a 5-in-1. All right, I'm going to bend this over the top. All right, I'm going to hold it with my finger. Oh, you can't see what I'm doing. Sorry about that, folks. Bear with me. All right, I've got the paper bent over my 5-in-1. You can use your drywall knife as well. All right, come down and make up for the tape. All right, and you just roll this up. Now, get this centered. I'm holding up here. All right, I'm lifting this away. I'm pivoting it. All right, to center. Bam. Now I'm starting basically in the center and I'm going down. And then I'm coming up. Now, right now, I'm going to take my drywall knife. You don't have to use that, by the way. Now, this is you see the notches. This is a tiling trial, but you got a straight edge back here. And I really like using these, prefer this. All right, you put very light pressure. You just kind of skim down. All right. You just go ahead and just skim on down. All right. And as well as you've got a straight edge right here, okay, which this is great. So just coming down. Bam. Okay. And flick of the wrist at the bottom. Okay, might want to come. Then you roll off of it. I didn't even take you like you can now. I'm going to do it one more time because we don't want a lump there. We want it flat. Okay, now that it's connected and right in place. All right. Okay. Now I can use this. Okay, you can use this. These, you know. You're like, Ken, what are you doing? All right. Now this is just to show those. All right, I'm squeezing out the excess drywall mud. Okay. Don't want to do that. Okay, now, all right, now that we got that, we can test it. Okay, I have a 12-inch drywall knife. Teeter-totters, that's good. And then you can see your gap. You can bring it over. Okay, so we're gonna have to come out to about right here. Okay, which is about 8 inches out. And then the same on the other side. Okay. Okay, now we have that established. Now the first thing I'm going to do, all right, I'm going to apply some of this here. Okay. Now, come to this one side, start low, let's bring it up. And if you watch what I'm doing with the trowel, all right, I'm bringing it to the face of the drywall the further I go up. All right, you see I'm not putting a whole lot on there, okay. Right up the center. Okay, light pressure, right up the center. Okay. Put this on there. Now, come from the top, right down the center. Okay. Now you just want to lightly come down. As I'm getting this lower half here. Right down the center of this. Okay, I see a little tape here. Let me show you this up close and personal at this point. Although I don't want this, don't have a lot of time because I want this mud. This mud is on the time frame. It's a countdown. And so we will bring this, all right. And you can see all right, that the tape, okay, you can see the tape bleeding through there. So I'm going to fill it and you can see kind of what that's looking like up close and personal. Okay, I got to spread that out. All right, and you can see it's looking better and there's more tape up here. It needs to be covered. Okay, now we're going to work this out and then I'm going to continue to show you the progress of this. as we go. All right. So you keep this here, light pressure. Touch this side. All right. And then sketch this side, taking off the excess. All right, without okay. Very light pressure. All right. Now get some of this off over here. And I got floating it down. Okay. That's what you don't want. Now we gotta clean it off. Okay. You don't want to drop your knife. And I wasn't live. I could pre-record. If I could stop this, I could pause. All right, so get some more drywall mud on there. All right. Okay. Now I have another video where I am showing you how to do a joint down in my list of videos. That's from a few months back now. All right, now it's time for me to change trowels to a bigger trowel. All right. You've seen my 12-inch trowel. Now I'm looking for my 8-inch trowel. I'm really not wanting to use this. I have another trowel. Okay. Well, 12 inches. Okay. Now, come over here and work the left side. Okay. Trying to refill the tray here. Okay, we're getting that squared away now. Yeah, this is why you don't use the live mover. Too much time wasted. Okay, well, yeah, we're just going to use this. This works. Because it's a little premature for that bigger one. All right. So we're just going to come out. We're going to float the center. All right. As we're feathering this joint out. All right. Now, so we're going to just keep feathering that out, all right, all the way down. And we do the left side, then we come back over and we do the right side from center. Okay? So, we come on down and we float this out. As you see, my trowel gets closer and closer to the wall. All right, as the mud is being applied to the wall and the trowel. Okay. Now I'm going to come up at this point. I'm going to be floating the center. All right. I am floating the center. You can hear the trowel dragging this outer edge out here on the wall. All right. Now, start up here. And again, I'm floating. Okay. Now I'm going to catch the right side. And I'm floating the center. All right. Okay, now we're going to come over here and we're going to float the center. I'm on the wall. Here we go. Now I'm going to come in, again, still floating the center. Okay, and I will show you what this is looking like here. Right now, I will show you how that's unfolding. All right. I will show you exactly how this is unfolding. Okay, now. Up close and personal. All right, you can see it's coming out. All right. So it went from this, okay, to this, all right? So that's what it's looking like. Up close and personal. But it's going to get better. So, no worries. All right? And remember, easy everything up close and personal. It's easy too. Tips and tricks ECT. All right, let's get this going. The good, the bad, and the ugly. We keep it real. Not now, but right now. All right, let's come up here. All right. Floating the center. To float center, I'm tilting my drywall knife or the trowel up, okay? I'm dragging on this corner, the outer corner, when I say I'm floating the center. I write a light pressure to the center. All right, and that's how that's being done. That's why you hear it, the drag, when I'm not on the drywall, when I'm on the mud, all right? Now, again, I'm dragging on the wall, just smoothing it out, okay? Now, I've got light pressure in the middle, All right, I'm taking off the excess. Okay. And I see it's a little bit high in the center, so I'm going to come right down the center with very light pressure, just scraping the surface. All right. Now, okay, we're getting it. Remember, you can do 3-4 passes here, okay? This is how it's done. Now, I don't want to bore anybody, but if you're learning, then maybe you want to see more. If you already know, you don't even need to be watching me. Unless, you know, you just want to check it out. Now, okay, so here we're using my 12-inch. You know, this is starting to set up at this point. Okay, so I have to start working a little faster here so I don't get it stuck here. Right? So we don't want a big bulge in the wall. And we don't want to have to feather this way out either. It's as much as necessary, but not more than needed. Okay? So the center dictates that. Okay. Remember, this is forgiving, easy fix. Okay. Now, this is starting to set up. What's in my bucket starting to set up. So guess what? I'm going to add a little more water, and then I'm going to mix it up so that it continues to stay to the consistency that I need it. But remember, you don't add much water. Be very, very careful with the amount of water you use. Okay? And you don't want it all stuck to the sides. You really want to make sure you clean it off the inside because you don't want dry, hard drywall mud mixed into your drywall mud. That becomes like rocks, you know, in the mud, and creates a problem. You want to clean the debris. No debris, no pebbles, no sand, no nothing. You want it clean, smooth. All right. Got that done. All right, this is back to the right consistency. I just put very little water. I didn't even put a third of a cup of water, less than a third of a cup, fourth of a cup, maybe even less than. Maybe it was more like an 8 to get this back to the right consistency because it was thickening. You know, you want it like butter. It's like Gouda. Creamy butter. Okay. No butter. All right. So. All right, we got this where we want it. Okay, my hand wipe cleaned off. And keep a hand sponge right here handy and a bottle with a bucket full of water. Cleaning tools, clean off your hands. All right, just keeping it real. Keeping it real. Okay. All right. It's looking pretty good up top. All right. Now, okay, get down here. So now with these water lines coming out, okay, you're going to keep that in mind. All right, you can only come out so far, and so remember that. Okay, now let's get to the next side over here. All right, now again, light pressure in the center. Light pressure. Okay. Come on. Okay. Now, again. Floating. All right. Okay. Okay, get the center. Smooth that out. Okay. Again, floating and at a slight angle. Floating this center. Okay. And it's looking pretty good. Get this smoothed out. Now this is going to be under the sink, but like I always say, you make the unseen as nice as the seen. What is seen and you're going to do top-notch work, and you'll be known for doing good work. And if you're working for a contractor or somebody, you're the guy that's going to get moved up on the job. That's a fact. Now, it may not happen right away. You will be the guy that's moved up on the job. I'm here to tell you. And if you're a DIYer, then your job will look professional, or it's going to look a whole lot better than what it would have otherwise. All right. Got a little bit of paper here showing. All right here. All right. So I'm going to just kind of come down and cover that. All right, and then tomorrow, after this is all set up, I will be able to give it another coat. And any of these imperfections that are left behind will disappear. Okay. Now, if you sand your drywall before you mud, go over it with a very lightly damp sponge. All right. That way, the dust from sanding doesn't make it more difficult to stick and to apply the next application of drywall mud. Okay, keep that in mind. So if you do sand before you apply your next coat of drywall mud, very lightly dampened sponge, go over it. I mean slightly dampened, okay? As you're looking at my feet. Okay. Well, I'm going to conclude with this portion of mud and tape, or mud and taping drywall. If you have any questions, feel free to ask as always. And I am seriously contemplating doing something different here on my channel at the same time, in the morning time, maybe like 3 days a week. I'm going to be doing a morning fitness, exercise, stretching program for beginners, people that have disabilities, or you're just out of shape, you know. And then I'll be having an advanced workout day for people, for bodybuilders and somebody maybe they get in shape with me, you know. I used to be in shape. I've got about 20 plus years of experience. You wouldn't know it today. But those of you that start this with me, you're gonna get in shape with me. So I will show you some tips, some techniques, and I will share them with you. So if you're watching this, be prepared, stand by for my announcement of starting my exercise routine in the morning. I'm in California, so you know you can always watch it after if you're in another state. And then if you have any questions, we'll have to figure that one out, because you know you do a video, you check the comments, you interact, and then you do another video, and then everything else falls behind. And any comments on that are left that come in, you don't see them until later if you're checking the comments. So maybe we'll do something like email or like a Facebook page or something where we can communicate on this as well if you have questions or suggestions or whatever. I'll be throwing out some nutritional type stuff, and don't matter, we're gonna assist nature. We're gonna help nature do its thing. The adage, the fact of if you don't use it, you lose it. Okay? So on that note, I'm going to shut up and remember easy 2 tips and tricks. Tell a friend. Tell a friend about this exercise program that's coming your way. I look forward to doing that. This is just like a rough introduction, and I look forward to doing this. So, all right. Bye for now. God bless. Take care and never give up. And as far as exercising goes, you're going to find out there's always a way. But never give up, because there's always a way. Always. All right. Look forward to hearing from you. I hope this is helpful. Bye for now. God bless. Catch you on the rebound. Remember, easy 2 tips and tricks where you can see everything up close and personal.